Oh,
Oh, who's doing the intro today?
well, I was just gonna sit back and say the intro, but welcome to another episode of Better Than Cable. Today we got some cool stuff to talk about, guys. We're gonna be talking about the sources of clean energy here for a little bit. See if we can dive into some interesting stuff with the way we're using so much energy with AI. But yeah, I got the spectacularly sharp human weapon right here.
Okay. What's
We
up?
have the hacker up there, and then DJ Bobby B giving you the intro.
Yeah.
We'll do it twice.
He's sharp today.
Yeah, well, he
Spectacularly
won't
sharp.
add any adjectives to his
I'm
own name, so I
spectacularly
have to
sharp
add
today.
more than one. It's
I
really
don't mind-
simple.
I don't mind spectacularly sharp.
Really? You have a problem with all the other ones? But that's okay?
Yeah. Soft was not your best work, Bobby.
That was amazing.
No.
I just want to be the first to say that is perfect. Did I do hard?
Probably,
I think I did hard
probably
at one point.
some
Good.
point.
Okay.
Probably
That
at some
one's
point.
that one's solid too. Yeah, they're just good. They're just good.
You're just
Today
solid.
wasn't great work.
That was
but
great. Spectacularly sharp.
I didn't have one prepared. I just picked it. It wasn't great work. But yeah, we're gonna be talking about some clean energy stuff here. So with AI coming online, we have like almost quadrupled our energy needs, and tech companies want to keep increasing that. And in like 10 years, we're gonna need 10 times the energy we currently have. So a bunch of tech companies are throwing money into different forms of clean energy because we need so much energy that if you just did like coal power plants, you would destroy the world.
Yeah. Facts.
And
Facts.
stuff wouldn't be breathable. So the only real option is essentially clean energy, like nuclear, solar, wind, if they can figure out some form of hydro that's more consistent or more powerful than dams.
Yeah.
And dams are, I'm not the biggest fan of that type of hydroelectric because dams fail, but they always will. It's erosion. It's the
Yeah.
earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Water will cut stone over time.
Yep. Yep.
So unless they want to build an entire lake out of like titanium, which I don't think is going to happen,
Yeah.
dams will continue to collapse. So yeah, let's dive into this here. So I think we're gonna go around first, and we're each gonna say what we expect to be the outcome here. And I'm curious if any of us will have the same one, but I'll go ahead and kick it off. And I think at least in the near term future, it's gonna be nuclear fission, like a standard as today nuclear power plant. But we're gonna see more and more of them start to come online. And I think that's like you're getting so much energy and not burning anything, but we have had some issues with them in the past. So I think that'll be interesting to see how people react to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, nuclear's underrated, man.
Yeah. Nuclear.
Nuclear's
But-
underrated, in my opinion.
Let's
For me, I'm going hydrogen. I think if they could figure hydrogen out, that'd be cool.
hydrogen what?
Isn't it what is it?
What, fuel cell?
Fuel cell. Yeah,
Fuel
yeah,
cell?
fuel cell. Like that shit is really cool. If you could just use like elements.
Well, we have
Air.
hydrogen fuel cells.
No, I know we do, but it's not like
That would be cool.
they don't
but-
generate enough power for like actual usage right now.
Well, you could use them in like cars,
Yeah.
but like they are powerful, I'd say. I don't actually
like
know
control.
how powerful they get. Like I don't know I don't know if anyone's built like a hydrogen powered fuel cell power plant.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
No, dude,
interesting.
because it's
'Cause I
like
didn't
really
think about
likely to
that.
combust. The combustion is like too likely.
Well, so that's the issue with hydrogen fuel cell cars is they were like you
Yeah.
have to put a compressed bottle of hydrogen
Yeah.
in the car.
Yeah.
And then when accidents happen, they could be a lot worse, a lot quicker.
Yeah. Yep.
There would be much more potential for exploding cars, basically. But yeah, they are a thing. Like there are hydrogen fuel cell buses because they
Yeah,
can armor
yeah.
them well enough.
Facts. Facts.
But yeah, and then I guess Parse, what do you think? What do you think we're heading towards here? And I should say like near term. Like don't go and say like a pea-sized nuclear reactor.
No, I'm going with batteries, dude. Just pure batteries, battery grids. I think
Well,
that's
so
the
what's
future.
powering the batteries though in that situation? Then is my question.
The power grid, the power.
Well, but like
Solar. I
batteries
mean,
aren't a
so we're gonna
generation.
mix it- so we're gonna mix it with solar and nuclear, let's say. But like in terms of like the use of batteries, I think that's gonna go up, especially with this AI stuff. I was just looking into it last night.
Well, no, I think batteries
Yeah.
will go up too, but the premise is like we don't have enough energy extra. Like we're
Like just
under
in
supplying
terms
right
of
now, so you
other
couldn't even
options of
have enough to
energy.
Yeah.
like
Oh,
charge a battery because you'd be using
yeah.
everything you had already. So like you'd have to like take stuff offline to charge the batteries anyway, unless you had enough energy to charge them while it was going. Which solar could be if you want to pick solar, and
Solar
then
is
it would
just-
just be like cover the world in solar panels to multiply the solar output. Or
Yeah.
like build a
Yeah.
space station in a ring around the Earth, all covered in solar panels, and find a way to beam down energy.
Yeah, I'll go with solar then. I mean, so like there's some interesting projects because I think you have to deploy solar plus battery. I think like that's like the new use case, which is gonna be like really important going
Well,
forward.
and so that solves the
Yeah,
biggest downside to like
yeah,
wind and solar and hydro is they aren't consistent. Not every day's windy,
yeah,
not every day's sunny. You don't always have water that wants to flow. And like the dams, yeah, they make water that can always flow, but the dam's going to fall apart at some point. I don't
Yeah.
see that as the actual
yeah,
solution. Like a regular coal-fired power plant can outlast a dam,
yeah. No, 100%.
and they're cheaper and easier to build, and when they fail, they don't wipe out countrysides.
Yeah.
and-
Facts.
but
Yeah, legit, right?
but solar and wind, that solves the issue with them. And I guess if
Yeah,
you want to consider, I don't remember which country's already doing it, but like underwater wind turbines that function off the ocean
Those
currents.
are cool.
yeah,
So if
yeah.
you want to include
There's a
that,
few-
I think that's more reliable even than
That-
like
yeah.
hydroelectric from a dam.
Yeah, there's a tons of different ones now that are siphoning energy off of waves. The most interesting part is like apparently it was kind of hard to siphon the energy. You're like, how do we actually capture this
No, that's
movement energy? It's
th-
like,
they've just turned to almost
yeah,
identical wind turbines, but they go
yeah,
underwater.
yeah,
They aren't almost identical. They have more like support because the current's pushing the propellers. I think it generates like a decent amount of force with the density of water. But GE has a few, and I think they've had them for a while. Like the first generations of them looked kind of like an underwater jet turbine, like the front fan, and it would just drive a impeller as it went, or a generator.
dude, that stuff's cool, man. But I think solar's the move. Like, dude, they need to utilize more of this like desert space, like the Sahara Desert. You know, like they were planning to make that giant grid over there. I don't know when they're gonna actually do it, but
Well,
they should literally just fill that thing with panels, dude. There's no one there. There ain't
but
nobody there.
so, and you should go check this out after this too, because I don't
Yeah,
think you've seen this yet, but there are some cool videos on it. Is the issue with that is if they cover an entire desert in solar panels, they change how
yeah,
much of the earth in that area absorbs the solar energy down to like
Oh,
nothing.
damn.
And it
yeah,
completely changes the environment of the area. The Sahara would grow
yeah,
grass and become a forest, and then your solar
yeah,
panels would be covered by trees over time. But it would seriously
yeah,
affect,
yeah.
and then there would be a desert somewhere else because you're changing Earth's climate.
Damn.
Yeah, no, so that's what I did watch like some version of that. Basically what they were saying is that the dust from the Sahara actually goes to the Amazon rainforest. And like that's why the Amazon rainforest is so fertile because it gets all that dust from the Sahara. So like it would 100% affect something. But I think like they don't need to cover the whole thing, but they could create the biggest solar panel field ever, right? They could still do something like that and power like an entire data center or
No.
cities, and stuff.
Yeah, and I don't know either, like,
Yeah.
what the biggest current one is and how big we'd have to go to, like, match the output of, like, a power plant.
Yeah.
totally, because think the way solar is traditionally been done is like put them where you can and just take whatever extra energy you get. So it's not like they build a solar power plant. It's like this farmer sold us 13 acres. Let's go put 13 acres of solar panels out because we're able to put them there and we're cutting the farmer a deal.
Yeah.
So I don't think, at least from my knowledge of them, traditionally they're set up just as like, here's the Illinois solar power plant. We have 250 acres of just solar and our only purpose is that right here. Like, I think it's more modular than that, but that's part of the cool thing about it too.
Yeah, but I think they should just make a solar field. And then that's why I was saying like with batteries, because basically what they can just do is siphon all the energy, just load up a bunch of batteries, and then the batteries can stably deliver the energy after that point. So it's like a really good system if they can incorporate that to some degree.
Well, no, I'm just curious because I don't know the exact power output. Like, I'm trying to relate in my head how many solar panels roughly you'd need to like just match a power plant. Because I don't know the current efficiency. I know solar has gotten ridiculously more efficient over the last 10 years.
What do you want? Like a coal power plant?
Well, let's say if you can Google real quick.
Yeah.
How much power does 1 acre of solar panels from 2025 give out? Like, how much energy do you get from 1 acre of solar panels? Like high grade solar panels, if there are different kinds. Like, what would be used in an energy grid situation?
The best one.
You have to look at your microphone, I think, when you talk.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can hear you again.
Let's see. It's thinking. So, we can continue while.
Oh, did you ask AI?
GPT.
Yeah.
Oh. Why didn't
No, I don't think Google would give me a good answer here because he needs to calculate it.
But isn't the data set for GPT older? Like, not 2025?
No, it's gonna go find some sources. So that's why I didn't put in like the regular one. Let's see. I mean, Google's also doing the same thing. Here we go. 500,000 kilowatt hours.
Okay. Do they have it in like just kilowatts or megawatts?
Here, so ChatGPT gave me 394 to 447 megawatt hours per acre.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't trust Google's AI summary that much because it's always using Google Flash, Gemini Flash.
Yeah, well, and it was quoting The Onion for a while, so as fact. So I don't know if I trust it either, but
yeah, but I think that.
But I think that's a
probably
different measurement that I'm thinking of, because nuclear reactors will put out like 5 megawatts, but it's not megawatt hours, I don't think.
Oh, I was looking into that. I think it can put out. So like Microsoft and Meta both made deals with this like nuclear fission company.
Yeah, for the
And so
small
they're both
modular
gonna-
reactors.
Yeah, so they're both gonna start using some nuclear fission for their data centers.
Those should be online in about 10 years. And
Yeah.
this is, so basically they're pre-built nuclear reactors that are much smaller around and have a much lower power output than a typical nuclear reactor. But they'll be able to build them kind of like production line style. And then you just build a power plant by building a room to contain them, containing all of them and providing them cooling. And you can line up like 20. So you can also expand a lot easier because you can just order more of them. So that's the plan that like Google or Microsoft and Meta or whoever are backing. There are like Microsoft is also backing the recommissioning of full nuclear plants like 3 Mile Island. Do you guys know that story by any chance? So 3 Mile Island was a partial nuclear meltdown up in New York.
Oh, that's what they're bringing back.
Oh, damn.
So Microsoft's trying to turn that one back on. I don't think a decision's been made. They offered to put like $2 billion into it.
That's what I saw. Is like they're making that deal with Constellation Energies or whatever.
Yeah.
And so that's what that deal is they want to bring that back.
Microsoft is also buying. There's a nuclear plant north of Chicago, up by like Six Flags, like Gurney.
True. Yeah.
I forget the name of it. I want to say it's Great Lakes Naval Station. Or sorry, that's the Navy base that's bought.
Yeah, I was about to say Naval
It's
Station.
next to that, but it's like the Great Lakes nuclear power plant or something. So Microsoft is also trying to turn that one back on. And I also didn't realize this, but there are data centers going up around Chicago wildly quick.
That's wild.
So like in Itasca, there's like 4 new data centers outside that new building I'm going to.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Just making them. Yeah.
NTT data.
Yeah, it's like a random place where they're putting a lot of data centers. So I got the numbers for the nuclear one. So for one nuclear reactor, it can output 8.76 terawatt hours per year.
What? That's a different unit of measure again, isn't it? Because wasn't the solar panels a day?
So the solar panels that was the yearly output for solar panels, 447 megawatt hours. So it's almost
It's a lot less.
Tera. How much is tera?
More than giga.
And mega compared to mega, how much is that like 100,000?
Oh, dang, better.
It's more than giga. So it's mega, giga, tera.
How much?
So it's the same gigabytes and terabytes.
Camera.
Yeah.
So a terabyte, that didn't have a battery in it. Did it?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
Yep,
One sec. I'll fix that for you in a minute.
Yeah.
So terabyte is 1,000 gigs, basically 1250, right?
2 division.
No, I'm telling you.
You got it.
And no, it's roughly 1,000 more. So, but that's from gigabyte, right? So a terabyte is 1,000 gigabytes basically, and then each gigabyte has 1,000 megabytes.
Okay, so it says that.
So it's the same thing, megawatt to terawatt.
19,000 acres of solar panels to compare to one nuclear plant.
Okay, that's a lot of acres of solar panels.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
So,
crazy. Dude, nuclear plants are crazy, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I'm backing this, because like modern nuclear plants, we aren't going to have a Chernobyl again.
Yeah, the only thing is like containing that amount of power.
And I don't think
that's the only thing with that. Just like
sure it's just there. Other nuclear reactors, can't have what happened to Chernobyl.
Yeah, facts.
The scarier part would be like a natural disaster, like Fukushima, that they'd have to account for when it lost its cooling water.
They're gonna put a bunch in the Midwest where there's no earthquakes and shit.
Yeah.
But we have like tornadoes and shit.
Yeah, but then a tornado could run through a nuclear reactor. That'd be crazy.
Well, I'm not. You're not saying it could run through a nuclear reactor, but what if it tosses a semi into the cooling pumping building?
Mm-hmm.
But I was just saying,
and I don't know. You could probably build 2 of them and have redundancy. But just saying
that reactor making the tornado like radioactive. It's like a radioactive tornado.
Well, that would be wild if it opened a reactor and then all the nuclear fuel and the inside of it. That would be worse than Chernobyl. That would be bad. That would be spread. That would be like Chernobyl, but if instead of the reactor just exploded, it took it and spread it out over hundreds of miles.
That'd be crazy, dude.
Man.
So that would make the entire U.S. and maybe the whole world contaminated.
Yeah, for sure.
No, that'd be severe problem.
Damn.
But that's not what I'm worried about. There's no way a tornado's ever opening a nuclear reactor. But they could still have some sort of secondary system failure at some point. They need to think about it. But in terms of actual natural disasters, there's not a volcano that they're building a nuclear power plant next to.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they're also like they put a lot of the actual fission process like underground too, right? So it's like it's less likely to actually get hit by anything.
I don't think that's been traditional. Or
You think
so
it's just above
like
ground?
yeah. Yeah, like the Cook DeWitt nuclear power plant, 3 Mile Island, it's
Yeah.
all like you have a building with a reactor inside of it.
Mm.
None of it's like
Mm,
subterranean. Like if you've seen those pictures of people going on top of the like non-damaged
yeah.
Chernobyl reactors,
Yeah.
that's on the third story.
Oh wow.
Dang.
Interesting.
So they're usually, I think, from like ground level up, because typically you want to
Yeah.
have buffer underneath for coolant and stuff. So you want to be able to build like cooling in before you hit bedrock. And then you also want to
Oh,
have a
okay.
bottom layer of buffer. So if anything ever did
Yeah.
leak, it won't go in groundwater. And I think going underground would just make you closer to groundwater, and they would be worried
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, I think we're gonna see nuclear, and I think nuclear fission in the near term, maybe in like 40 or 50 years, fusion. But
Yeah.
I honestly don't know how much advantageous fusion will be, at least in the close term, if we can get it figured out.
It. I think there's potential for like exponential difference, but like it's like
Well,
that we're nowhere close to that though. That's
no,
the thing.
that's
It's
the
like
thing is
yeah.
like it puts out way more power, but like
Yeah.
they haven't even created fusion, like
Yeah.
sustained fusion yet. And then once you
Yeah.
create sustained fusion, you have to learn how to control it, how to get energy out of it.
Mm.
Like they haven't even done it for
Yeah.
scientific
Yeah.
purposes yet.
Facts. Facts.
They've
Yeah,
had
like
those
they've
ones that have like been like the pulse nuclear fusion reactors where it like there's one
yeah.
I can't remember the name of it, but it's in France and it charges a bunch of high power lasers and fires them all at a single pellet of fuel.
Hmm.
And that has created like positive nuclear fusion, like getting more energy out than you get in.
Yeah.
But they
That
can't
was the most
capture
recent
any
one.
of that energy.
Mm.
They don't have a way to
Yeah.
capture it yet while you do it. And it's like,
Yeah.
so yes, it created more power over like mathematically it created more energy, but none of that energy did anything at this point. And it's also like they don't have a way to repeat it. Like they can't fire lasers at a pellet every 10 seconds. They can't charge them fast enough. So it would be like very intermittent power. It'd just make like flashes of power.
Mm.
So I don't know if
Dang.
that would do like enough to
No,
make
they have to
consistent
come up with
power from
different
it.
strategy. Like
And
I mean,
then
honestly, like they have to come up with a way where they can make a mini star, right? Like that's I think that's the most practical way um to do fusion. Like if you're gonna have sustained fusion, if you can somehow contain like a miniature star.
what does that mean? Ava asked fissure or fission.
A fissure has nothing to do with fission.
Yeah,
Yeah.
What did she ask?
I don't know.
A fissure is like an earthquake, like a crack in the ground.
No, I think I know what she's referring to. She said don't Google it. There's a certain
Oh,
bodily
oh god.
condition.
Oh, you.
Oh god.
Don't Google it.
Ew.
Jeez, man.
But that's what I thought when I read it. Uh,
God.
but yeah, I think fusion's gonna be it. Or fission,
Yeah.
sorry, not fusion.
Yeah,
I think
fission for
fission's
sure.
gonna be it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think
I
we're
think
gonna
it-
see a bunch of fission plants come online, and I think we're gonna see old ones being recommissioned as fast as they can. So we're gonna
Yeah.
have the one north of Chicago open back up. And to be honest, I think this is like the best way this could go right now. Like we need to get off of renewables for power.
Yeah.
We need to be able to generate a lot more power, and we just can't do that with coal-fired power plants.
No, man. And nuclear, like we just saw it right now. We just did the math. Like nuclear is so much more practical, honestly, than like all that impact. Like there would be significant environmental impact. Like I was just looking at it. It says you need 30 miles squared of solar panels to equal one reactor.
Yeah.
So that's the end. That's the end result that we got here. 30
And
miles squared. Like,
so
that's crazy.
if you build 10 nuclear reactors around Chicago, and keep in mind
Yeah.
nuclear power plants typically have 3 or 4 reactors. Like
Yeah.
they're not just usually one. Like they'll build more on the site than that. So then you need like 120 acres squared or miles squared of solar panels, and I think that's at the point where you'd starting to change environments. Like 120
Yeah.
miles of just metal and glass covering the entire ground.
Yeah, that'd be wild.
That would be interesting. Also, like the
Absorbing
heat.
everything.
Well,
The
also-
amount of
it's-
heat that
yeah.
How do you
released.
keep them clean?
Yeah,
They don't
that's
operate
like
at peak efficiency unless they're clean. And
Facts.
you're talking
Money
about
facts.
needing like thousands of people to clean
yeah.
these.
That's
if
why
they're
they were
that big.
putting in the desert. There's like it doesn't rain.
Well,
right? Like, I
but
think
that's
that was-
part of the problem with the desert is sand
Yeah.
blowing around. The sand gets on them.
Yeah,
And
All the
that
sand will
hurts
get
the
on them.
Yeah,
efficiency.
sand, dirt.
So they all have to be clean to do that max power output anyway, too.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's a nightmare, dude. to
And
clean
that's
all
like you got to clean them every day. You have 120
Yeah.
miles of them. That's gonna take someone more than a day to clean. So
Yeah,
then you need
yeah.
robots to clean all of them, or they have to be like self-cleaning, and then you have water supply running through them, so they can like spray themselves and wipe with a cloth or something.
Yeah.
But then eventually, that automated system's gonna cause ones to get scratched. I think too, because sand is like use sand to take paint off things because it's just silicon carbide, and you shoot it at high
Yeah.
pressure. That's
Sand-
what wind
dude,
is. It
sand
just
is
works
really-
slower. Sand will get
Sand
rid
is
of
horrible.
anything. It'll
Yeah,
grind away anything.
Yeah. Like sand ground down the freaking pyramids, dude. Like the
Yeah.
pyramids are freaking
Legit.
falling apart because of the
Legit.
sand, right? Like, and that's just pure bedrock, you know? Like,
Mm-hmm. You just air.
yeah, dude, nuclear's cool, man. Like, I feel like
But
the
I'm
crazy
curious to
technologies
see.
we've been talking about, like since way back, have been quantum computers and fusion.
Yeah.
And like those things are like never coming. Like they're so far away still. Like
Yeah.
both of those things.
No, I think it'll be interesting to see too if it does become nuclear, like people's reaction to it. Like if there's a big uproar, or if people are like, "No, this is what we need."
For sure, there's gonna be an uproar, but like, dude, people are dumb, man. I mean, what can you say, dude?
Well, I don't. I actually think public opinion is leaning more towards going for it at this point. Like we're still using coal-fired power plants. Like
Yeah.
it's just we're ruining the air, and we're actually seeing the effects of that now. Like natural disasters and weather events are getting worse and worse all across the world. There's a firestorm in LA.
Yeah. That's wild.
There have been like
it's
hundreds of
crazy.
tornadoes already this year. We had like the biggest two hurricanes that hit Florida last year. One of the hurricanes in Florida had over 19 tornadoes on the ground at one time.
Yeah, dude.
Every
It's
year we're
crazy,
getting
man.
worse. We're getting worse weather conditions.
Yeah.
Like every year.
It's because of global warming. It's changing the climates and becoming
It's
more
like
unstable.
everything's unstable. Yeah, everything's
Yeah.
more unstable. So it's like who knows what's actually gonna happen.
So we need to shut down carbon plants as soon as possible and then start carbon capture. And it's not going to do everything because cars are horrible for it too. But that's where we need to be leaning. And I think that's kind of been a little more understood by society overall. So I think people would be more interested in nuclear now. But there are also countries in Europe that have just finished decommissioning and shutting off all of their nuclear
Yeah.
power plants.
That's the problem. Is like there's like from my understanding, like there's still people, like a lot of people against nuclear, but it's like it's almost the obvious thing. Like we need to move to something, so we should move to nuclear. So that I
Well,
hope like
and
we actually start doing this. You know?
People are acting like fusion is going to be the big thing that changes that. But fusion, okay, the fuel's not radioactive, but it makes everything that touches the inside of the reactor radioactive. So, like, the entire reactor walls, after they run for a while, will be radioactive. And then you'll still have radioactive waste. It's just not used fuel.
Yeah.
So you end up kind of with the same
You
thing.
still have
anyway.
waste regardless. Yeah, there's some.
But
waste
there's still
anyway.
dangerous stuff to deal with.
Dang.
So yeah, in my opinion, it's like the most obvious path, and we need to like start deploying it now, dude. Because like I think that's gonna be a severe bottleneck coming forward. Like I'm actually gonna probably make a video about this later today. Is like basically what's happening is like this AI war is becoming like a three-front war, right? So like it's a war for people, right? So they're trying to all find the best people to build this thing. It's a war for energy, right? So they're all making deals with nuclear, they're making deals with battery companies, right? So they're all looking for energy. And then on the third side, it's for chips, right? So like everyone is fighting over chips. Who can get how many more chips than the other person, you know? So I
And
feel like energy is the main bottleneck to all this.
you know, like the Kardashev scale.
Yeah.
So like we aren't even a stage one civilization. And a
Mm-hmm.
stage one civilization can generate as much power as their planet has. And we aren't even close. We're like way away from that. So it's also like we're just still like ridiculously primitive to all this.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Well, at a scale that we made up ourselves, you know, but it's
well, yes, but
like we don't have any comparison, you know, there is no other
well,
alien
we've
for us
never
to-
found proof of a
Yeah.
comparison.
Yeah.
But like I feel like it's a relatively like it's not an
It makes
exact
sense.
scale, but it's a
Yeah.
logical
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
Like it would
It
make
makes sense,
sense
like,
if you could
If there
consider
were
that.
aliens, it would be possible, you know, for them to, you know, contain that much energy. But the aliens would also need to be like us, right, to some degree.
I
and not
don't
have
think they
different
would.
goals.
I mean, they just need to be
Well,
sentient beings, but they could be like not
yeah, but I
carbon
mean,
based.
they might have different goals, right? Like we're like our biology aligned us to, you know, go for these types of goals and like use energy, become a larger community, things like that, right? So like even though they have sentience, they might want to do different things. We don't necessarily know what those things would be.
I mean, that's fair, but I think any civilization as it evolves is just going to end up using more energy over time.
Yeah, potentially. But I think we're like underestimating how different aliens could be. You know, like they could be totally fucking different.
No,
You know, like
that's
they
what
could
I
be
said.
fucking,
Like they could be very
they could be like
different,
made
but
of
I
like
think at the end of the day, like if the aliens ever wanted, like, say they didn't even want to have light, but they wanted
yeah.
to see in the dark, that needs energy. Or move anywhere quicker, that needs energy. Like just eventually, I think there's something that they're gonna do that's gonna require energy, you know?
We can put it to like we can say like yeah, any alien that like has gone off planet in any way, right? Like we can probably say those are probably more similar. They have somewhat similar goals. Um like if they didn't even leave their planet yet, maybe they would be a little bit different.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess we still kind of have to talk about the hydrogen fuel cell thing.
Yeah. No, I just think fuel cell is like really cool in that if you can just put it like if you could just literally use air and power things using air, that'd be so sick.
It wouldn't be air though.
Well, it's not air
It
though.
would be
You still have to make.
it'd be either water. I
Or
think
like,
water
yeah,
is like
water.
a big way
Yeah,
they're doing
water.
it. I don't know if there's probably some other chemical methods to do it, but water I think is the major one where it's just
Yeah.
electrolysis, right? And they're
Yeah,
just
yeah. Facts.
separating oxygen and hydrogen.
No, yeah, like I feel like that's so sick. Just put water in my car, and I can go. But like, it's similar to nuclear in that if things go left, it's so easy to explode. I guess even more so
Yeah.
than nuclear, and nuclear is definitely more powerful. So like,
No, I think the main problem with hydrogen is the supply chain.
Yeah.
I think water is not like a feasible one to use all the time because
yeah,
Well,
the
so
planet needs
you
water.
have to use hydrolysis for water,
Yeah.
yeah,
and hydrolysis takes a lot of energy.
It uses energy in the
Right.
first place, right? Yeah,
Because
exactly.
you
So,
have
like,
to
I don't
put
think
two
that's a big deal.
electrodes with enough voltage through a liquid.
true, true.
I'm trying to see if there's ever been a hydrogen fuel cell power plant ever made. Because I know they've been like used in like vehicles,
Yeah.
but I don't know if there's ever like been a full power plant.
No.
So I'm interested
I
how
doubt
much
it.
like power you could make.
Yeah. You could probably make like a lot, but it's like I think it's just like where are you sourcing the hydrogen from? Like even though it's the most abundant element in the whole universe, it's like on Earth though. Like where the frick are you gonna find hydrogen? You know?
Okay, so South Korea has one.
Dude, South Korea's got all the high.
78.96 megawatts.
South Korea's got all that high tech shit, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hold up.
High tech. High tech.
Okay, this one is closer. So 700 gigawatt hours annually.
Dang.
Yeah, but it's still like nowhere close, right?
It's like
No,
nuclear
it's
plant, you
it's
know?
like half. How much was nuclear?
It's like 7 something.
It was 8.76 terawatt hour
Okay,
per year.
No.
so you're over half of 1 terawatt hour a year with one hydrogen power plant. So yeah, it's still a
Yeah.
lot less.
Still like 1/8
Yeah.
production.
But it
Yeah,
is
dude.
better than like the power density of solar currently.
Of solar, yeah.
But
Yeah,
solar, if you could solve a few challenges, you can make
can make it
solar
better.
a lot better.
Yeah.
Because
facts.
like if you could build a whole power plant or space station in a ring around the
Yeah.
Earth
Yeah.
that faces the sun on one side with solar panels all around that side,
They just charge
one,
themselves.
Yeah.
that's millions and millions of miles of solar panels. Two, you don't have to compete with the atmosphere to capture their energy. The biggest issue is figuring how to get the energy from said ring down to Earth.
And
Yeah.
and also you'd probably have to put it like a decently significant distance away from the surface. Otherwise it's gonna create like large spots in the sky where there's no light.
Oh, I don't think it would be big enough for that. I don't think it would be big enough to cast shadows, even from like a not super high Earth orbit. Like it would be above Leo. And your bigger
would have-
problem
yeah.
would actually be like space debris at this point, I think.
Facts.
Because
Facts.
remember, have you guys seen the NASA thing where you like zoom out and look at all the satellites and it looks like there's a
Yeah,
whole bunch
there's
of
like
junk?
trillions of things
Yeah.
of junk and
Yeah.
debris. Yeah.
So like it couldn't interfere with any of that or it would just all smash it all to bits.
Yeah.
So that
I
would
think,
also be a
honestly,
thing. That
yeah.
might be more of a reason for it to be further
It
out.
would need to be like some kind of grid system. I don't think they could have one piece of material go across. It would need to be like some kind of nodular,
Well,
like they have nodes. They have
And-
nodes that have like these giant panels.
there is
know,
actually, so I don't know if either of you have heard of this, but there is a company, a startup right now, working with, I want to say SpaceX, but maybe not. But they're developing satellites with mirrors on them that will sit over certain areas and reflect light
Yeah.
back down. So
Damn.
solar power plants will be able to create energy for like a few hours before sunrise and a few
Oh,
hours after
dang.
sunset.
That's actually kind of cool.
So it'll minimize the downtime
Yeah.
for solar plants.
Yeah, yeah.
Dang. That's
That
pretty
would be
interesting.
interesting.
Yeah. That's
But
pretty cool.
Yeah.
so even with that, you are getting more sunlight to an area. So I think you're like during a sunny day, if that's reflecting extra photons down that wouldn't normally have hit that spot,
Yeah, you're gonna. heat
I
up
think
the
you're
Earth.
going to get an increased amount of energy
But-
out.
You could also do
Uh,
the reverse then, right? You could probably deflect some photons that would hit Earth, right? By
Well, but you're directing them from a spot without solar panels potentially to a spot with solar panels.
yeah, yeah.
So I wouldn't say
think,
you're
like,
directing it to not
they-
hit Earth. You're just moving
they
where
might
on Earth it
start
would hit.
trying to do artificial sun blocking to reduce the Earth temp. Like I feel like that's a potential thing that's gonna start happening.
Why would we want to do that? I like it warm.
Because, well, I mean, 'cause you just said yourself we're having like more extreme Earth conditions like every day.
Well, but I live in the
I think
Midwest.
we might get to a point where we need to stop the Earth from increasing temperature. Like it's gonna get too bad,
Yeah.
where we're gonna need to block the sun in some areas.
Well, I would rather see us figure out how to shut off coal power plants than figure out how to use a satellite to make coal power plants viable.
Yeah. Honestly.
Well, I doubt we're figuring that out anytime soon. Like until we figure out fusion, you know. it's
No,
like-
you could
I
just
doubt
build
we're-
like 30 new nuclear reactors in the US and you could
Well, they're
get
not gonna
rid of
do
all
that.
the coal power plant. No,
We're
but
not doing that.
the
for
tech companies
maybe-
are trying to. The issue is
They're
the
trying to,
time to build
but-
full nuclear power plants.
So,
like,
like-
they
With all
take a
safety.
while. You have to go
Yeah.
through a ton of
Microsoft-
regulation.
yeah. Yeah.
And Meta's deals are for 20-year long deals, right? So
No,
basically,
yeah.
it's gonna take years to even build
And
the thing first, and then
Meta's the
it'll be
one
10
with
years
the
after that.
modular one. Those
Yeah.
are expected to be starting to go online in 10 years. So those are
Yeah.
closer,
Damn.
but it's still a decade away.
Yeah.
But even that,
And so
like, so even if the first one goes online in 10 years, like, they haven't had a running prototype yet.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
not
Yeah.
ready to go. So that could also be the first prototype starting up in 10
Yeah.
years. And maybe
Yeah,
not
yeah.
even deliveries or anything.
So that's where I'm like, it's gonna take forever for them to actually do this. Like, unless there is some kind of like, super AI apocalypse at some point where who
It
knows
just
what
tells
happens.
you what to do. Yeah.
You know,
Makes it for you.
Well, so
but
the best near term option may just be all in solar because it's so deployable, but you just
Yeah.
need to cover so much ground for it. And the materials inside the solar panels, I don't think are the most abundant, like the stuff needed to actually capture the energy.
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I'm not
But,
sure exactly what the exact composition of a solar panel is these days, but I would also be interested to see if that would pose a problem, like being able to make enough solar panels to do that. But like all these data centers I've seen going up, they have solar panels all the way across the roof.
Oh, dude, they're made of silicon, dude. So they'll be fine, man. They're made of the thing they're sitting on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's kind of wild.
You have to refine it. It's not that easy to get that
Yeah,
much
I know,
silicon.
but
But
I don't. But we have deserts full of that issue.
Yes,
so we should be okay.
but yeah, so I think that'll be interesting too. Have you ever seen that not nuclear, solar power plant idea that was attempted out in, I want to say, New Mexico, with mirrors and heating oil?
Oh yeah, yeah. I think they already deployed a few of those, but like they're gonna make it
No,
like a super.
it failed.
Right?
It got shut down.
Oh, it failed.
It was a project. It was to test it for viability.
Oh
It
yeah,
just
no,
didn't work.
I literally saw that where like basically they had these
That's
like
kinda cool.
curved mirrors, and then in the middle like they had oil flowing, right?
Oh,
Something like
dang.
that, and it was like this thermal.
And just to
It
like
was like
create
this
heat.
thermal solar field.
Is that what it's for? Just to create heat?
I have no idea how they were actually generating the energy. Maybe
Yeah,
it was
like-
like the flowing of the oil itself as it's heating up. Maybe that's causing movement, and they're turning a turbine or something.
Well,
not
so
completely sure, though.
yeah, it has a oil heater. So I guess I can show you a picture too. It's a little harder for me to show parse pictures. But basically the idea was you have a circular field of mirrors that's massive. Like over 10 acres of mirrors.
Facts,
and
facts.
the issue with regular solar panels converting to electricity is they just aren't efficient. The ones we have today are like 30% efficiency, like 30% of the light they absorb actually gets turned into energy.
Yeah.
So they were looking for a new conversion method that would be more efficient. So they were like, well, if we can take the light and solar panels get hot anyway and use it to heat oil, we can then use the heated oil to run a steam cycle. And steam cycle is how coal power plants work. It's how
Yeah.
nuclear power plants work. We have so much experience running steam cycles efficiently. So they were trying to get more efficiency out of the solar panels by doing
kinda
that.
cool. That's
But their design, instead of, there are ones that have done it where they run oil all the way around to each solar panel, and each solar panel's like a U shape, and it reflects all the light inwards
Yeah,
like
that's the one
a
I've seen.
dish
Yeah.
into a pipe that's filled with oil. And I don't think that one's failed, but the one I was talking about functions in a different way. The mirrors are just mirrors, but they're all focusing light towards this tower in the center that has a heat collector filled with oil at the top. And so they're all trying to heat up that one point.
True.
And it was potential for it to be a lot more efficient because with the heated oil lines running through all the fields, you need so much space for all the solar panels that there was potential on like the return or the outbound when it's not passing through them.
Yeah.
It'll cool down. Just because of how much pipe is there. And it would also, you need a lot of energy to like pump oil through pipes at that point.
Like you probably need
like it's
Probably
not a
not efficient.
self-sustaining
Yeah, there's no way
pump.
that's
Like
efficient.
you actually need to pump it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it's
that
like
made
those
it all
mirrors
more
would be in like
localized.
Yeah.
they'd be in like a hyperbola shape, right? Like, and then they're basically like
Yeah, they'd be
reflecting,
like
off the
satellite
wall.
dishes with a oil
Right, yeah.
pipe running through the middle.
It just has like at the focal point is the
Yeah.
oil pipe eating.
Yeah. So those ones are more successful and they're a different kind than the one with that tower. The tower is the one that failed.
Yeah.
And that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
I feel like
that makes sense.
if you had that distributed heat and it's heating up the whole thing. And dude,
So-
solar energy gets so freaking hot. Like we underestimate
That's
how
that
hot
one.
solar can get when it's focused.
No.
damn.
And so that's why this one failed. The one with the tower.
Yeah.
Oh, it
One,
overheated.
no, it didn't overheat. People complained about the brightness of the light hitting the top of the
Oh, that's
tower.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's
From
crazy,
miles
yeah.
away, it was like if you
Yeah.
looked at it, it looked like you were looking at the sun.
Jeez.
And then on top of that, any bird that flies through this solar power
Oh, they're
plant
just getting
gets
incinerated.
cooked.
Scorched.
Yeah, so that was the other
Dang.
issue is any wildlife that
Incinerated.
passes anywhere near this just gets
Yeah.
roasted. And then you also have the issue of cleaning all those
Yeah,
mirrors,
yeah,
same as
facts.
normal
Yeah.
solar panels.
What's the other one?
But this thing was ridiculous.
Dang, dude. Yeah, that's crazy. Is that the
That's the full size.
full size one? Okay, true. Dang, that's like kind of massive.
I actually don't know if this is a rendering. No, that's when they were building it. So this was a project in Nevada. It
Yeah.
has failed at this point, but it started years ago.
Facts.
Let me see if I can find the dates. I don't think it made as much energy as they wanted it to either. What is it called? Oh, it is still running.
Oh,
It's
the
set to
tower?
partially close in 2026
Dang.
because of high cost and poor performance and competition from normal solar power plants. Because it was like a test, but it was originally planned to operate till 2040.
Dang.
There's the video of it. Oh, there might be three of
That
the
is kinda wild.
towers.
Yeah, that's kind of wild.
But
I can only imagine how bright that is.
yeah,
Like, there's no way.
and it just cooks birds.
Yeah.
It just cooks any bird.
Yeah.
Imagine being the poor bird that's just like flying
get
along and then
fried.
it's like, I'm on fire.
Legit.
And then, yeah.
Dang.
But that's why that one's probably not making it. That's a cool idea, though. The ones with the oil in the center of the tube, like in the tube that runs through them, do better.
Yeah.
As long as you just put like you just have like a little farm almost. You're just selling burnt birds out of your farm.
It's legit cooked bird. Fresh.
I don't know.
Freaking
I
deep
think
fried by the sun.
I think that's less of the issue. I think more of the issue is they were killing endangered birds on accident and then having to explain it to the government.
Yeah. Rough.
Because it's like the middle of the desert, so there aren't a ton of normal birds.
Yeah.
So there are probably a
it's like
lot of
some
birds
winter
that have
bird.
had their
Yeah.
biomes destroyed.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And they're just getting cooked as they fly
That's
by.
crazy.
I believe there was some type of like migratory eagle that was getting hit by them or something.
Damn.
Poor eagle. I like eagles, so that felt sad.
But yeah, it's maybe not great to make
Yeah.
giant sun death rays.
That's wild.
But we tried it.
wild.
We tried it.
Yeah. A for effort.
Yeah, no, we need to bring them back, man. Bring back the death rays, man. The Death Star.
Well, and I don't. Nah, never mind. I wasn't gonna say anything that I
were you
started
gonna say?
that off wrong. Well, I
were you
started
gonna
it
say?
off wrong. I was just gonna talk about why we don't need them, and I said yeah, and you had just said like bring them back, but I didn't mean to agree with you. Was just my point. I was like, no, I don't think we need those because they're
No,
just going to
that's
roast other things. Like if you put one in Illinois and a deer walked into the middle of it, what happens to the deer?
Yeah.
And deers are so dumb too, man.
Or like, I don't know. And there's potential, like, you're taking up a lot of land with it, so animals are going to get around it. So I just think it's interesting. And then what if they fly over? So those towers look like, honestly, like bird sanctuaries, probably at night. Right?
Yeah. Honestly.
So I don't know. It's just
Yeah, you
interesting.
just go by, get burned.
I mean, birds like crash into buildings, so I mean, I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no more death rays. No more death rays.
rays. Facts.
But yeah, we got a big energy crisis here that we got to figure out in order to keep
it's
moving
huge, man.
towards
It's huge.
AI and these giant computing systems.
Yeah.
Because
I
really
think-
the
I think
thing
that's-
holding back big tech right now is
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
There's just
No, it's
not
gonna be
enough
a
energy.
huge.
100%.
It's gonna be a huge
Well,
problem.
and that's what
I
gets
say,
me
like,
excited
less than
here.
5 years.
Well,
Yeah.
what gets me excited here is the fact that it's like, okay, now it's just not people trying to push it for clean energy. It's like, no, the tech companies now want it and are going to put in billions of dollars because they need more energy.
Yeah.
And they're able to
Dude,
fund these projects for a lot longer than they'd make it like on a government budget.
And if you're just imagining too, right? Like, let's say in 10 years, there is like a lot of AI use and like progression. Like, imagine how much how much electricity a single person is using. Like, you're using like such a large. You might be using like 2-3x what we're using right now.
Yeah.
Just from like all the AI use, you know. And so it's gonna be a totally different world. Like power outages are gonna be a way bigger problem, I feel like, because of so much energy flowing around. We're probably gonna need to solve all sorts of things like this where we need to actually get good energy distribution. Like they were talking about how we get a lot of our energy from freaking Canada, dude.
Yeah.
Like why are we relying on Canada for all our energy? Like what are we doing, dude, in the US?
Well, we need to build more power plants is our problem.
Yeah.
I don't think we get like all of our energy from Canada. I think we've just
get a
outgrown
lot
our
more.
own power grid.
Yeah, we get a
like
lot
I'm
of
not
energy
saying
from
it's a small amount, but I don't think it's like the majority. I think we've just outgrown our power grid and have had to supplement it by purchasing energy.
Yeah, and like there's dumb cases like Texas too that just has their own power grid like for their entire state.
Well-
and you're like, dude, like you can't make dumb systems like that. You have to have, backups.
Well,
and
they just have a
redundancy.
ridiculously old power grid. And that's something that needs
Yeah.
to happen across the entire country too, just for efficiency's sake, is we need
Yeah.
to rebuild the entire power grid with current technology because most of it goes back to like the 1940s.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like they always say that, right? Like if Nikola Tesla was in 2025, like he would not be surprised by how everything works. It's like
Yeah.
it's literally the same as when he left it, basically.
Well, but I just mean too, like
Yeah.
we have superconductors now. Nowhere
Yeah.
in the world, or in the US, I should say, are superconductors used to move power across the grid. We have computers now.
Yeah.
They don't have like smart automated switching boxes everywhere that could switch power to different grids or like
Yeah.
keep the energy on if one power line fails, just reroute it around another street. Like that, these are things that we could do. And it's just also the design of like transformers, like even just redesigning all the transformers and replacing all of them throughout the grid would be like, I don't know, like 20% efficiency gain for the power grid itself that's just currently burnt away as heat and transformers.
Yeah.
And then you have the whole, the high voltage lines that buzz.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, they could make better conductors for that wouldn't buzz. All of that buzzing
They
is
would
lost
stop buzzing,
energy
yeah.
and
Yeah.
It's lost
efficiency.
energy, dissipation.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. There's a lot to work on. I think this like it all goes back to investment, right? So right when companies have this massive investment, that infrastructure will actually start getting built out. That's why like that's one good thing about, like the US and like the free market and stuff. Like private companies like really push a lot of this change. Otherwise,
Yeah.
it's like the government will never update any of it. They're like,
No.
we're not gonna spend our money on this stuff.
But the
Like the private
downside,
companies have to put their money in it.
the downside of the private companies doing it is they're like, we control all of the energy in the North
Yeah,
Midwest.
and they might charge us for energy even more.
Or in like a bad scenario, we wanted to turn off all the power in the North Midwest.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy. Like hold us
Facts.
hostage.
Yeah,
Energy
no,
hostage.
like, but that's the concern, right? If you just have
Yeah,
private
yeah.
companies building everything, and if one of those private companies is just that much more advanced over the rest and has that much deeper pockets, they're going to have a monopoly
Yeah.
on it. It's like Commonwealth Edison. They own the power grid pretty
Yeah.
much up here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, dude, they already own us, dude. Whoever releases the one that everyone uses, right? For right now, it's ChatGPT. Most people just use ChatGPT, but it's like whatever the next thing is, like that thing's gonna control our lives.
Yeah.
Like, we're
Legit.
gonna be screwed, you know, kind of in a way.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang.
So, yeah, we got to see how this turns out.
Yeah.
We got to see how this turns out. But I think we should go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. Has anyone got a quote? Oh,
I got nothing. I got.
never mind. I'll ask you in a minute.
Let's see if I
Quote?
got something. Did I write anything down?
I'm trying to think of like a nuclear-based quote.
Any Oppenheimer?
Well, I could do that one, but that one everyone heard recently because of Oppenheimer.
Yeah, that one was too.
Yeah.
It was too memorable in recent memory.
I mean, you know which quote I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There are probably other ones that he actually said, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Ah, screw it. Yeah. I am death, destroyer of worlds.